What's up, guys? Module 8. That'd be great. All right, let's get it. Here we go. It's got 1, 2, or 3 sections in it, but what we're going to do is just go through the whole thing. It's not a huge module. We're talking about basic employability skills. So what it takes to prepare for getting a job, what it takes to keep a job. All right, so enjoy the lesson. Section 1, Opportunities in the Construction Industry. This module is about basic employability skills. The objective here in this section, describe the opportunities in the construction business and how to enter the construction workforce. Describe the construction business and the opportunities offered in the trades. Explain how workers can enter the construction workforce. All right, quite a few notes here. Many companies have a mission statement. A mission statement is a place where the company may describe its philosophy. Go ahead and write that down. The time to learn about an employer or a potential employer, that time is before the application is ever submitted. So learn about the company before you submit the application. When you're submitting an application and considering drawing up a resume, you should format that resume chronologically. And when looking for a job, you should look for a job that matches your skill level. If you're not very skilled yet, you should look for entry-level positions. That's not a place you stay, it's just a place you start. All right, so once you learn more and gain more knowledge and gain more certifications, you gain more responsibilities, therefore you gain more pay. All right, where to look for these jobs? Another note is most employers advertise job openings on the internet. Here's a resume. All right, so this being chronologically ordered by this individual. It appears he was a journeyman carpenter most recently, February 2002 to June 2005. He was a carpenter at Blue Ridge Carpenters, another company, Hammer Company, June 2005 to May 2011. He was a carpenter. All right, let's just go ahead and call that the apprentice level. He apparently gained an experience, knowledge, certification, and now he's a journeyman carpenter, May 2011 to present. On a resume, it's also good to list your education. Specifically, this individual is listing his construction education, and it's good to list your skills and qualifications. Able to work independently and with the crew, practical knowledge of carpentry and hand and power tools, measuring tools, and woodworking tools. A carpentry company would love to see those things. Think about what the company would love to see from you. And while it's good to know that, it's not good to just list that if you don't have these skills. So this John Q. Smith is listing that he can work independently and with a crew. So if he is hired by whatever company he is putting this resume together for, and they send him out on a job independently and he can't live up to what he said, there could be some repercussions for that. If he said he has practical knowledge in carpentry, hand and power tools, measuring tools, and woodworking tools, he lists measuring tools here, and he can't correctly measure and cut the lumber, there's going to be a problem. So list the things that you have skills and qualifications in, and tell the truth and hold up to them. To ensure workplace safety, many companies also require drug testing as part of the pre-employment process. This shows an organization chart down to the apprentice. Again, remember this apprentice level is your entry-level job, and then with more qualifications and certifications and obviously more responsibility, you start to climb this ladder from journeyman to leadman to foreman. Plumbers have apprentice, journeyman, and masters. Masters can be your leadman, your foreman, and your superintendents. Also, project manager. Some of these start to ask for degree from a four-year university, and some really want this individual to have climbed this ladder to know what this level was like versus just coming in off of a college and going to pre-construction manager. They don't have the background that perhaps an individual started at the bottom and worked their way up. I typically believe that the person who started here and climbed into one of these positions, even to the president, have more of an intimate knowledge of how it works from here all the way up. So I think it's good to have a person who works from here up versus someone who is just put in, say, an estimator position and works to a senior estimator. All right, that'll do it for that section, but let's move right along into critical thinking and problem solving. This is section 2 of module 8, Basic Employability Skills. The objective: explain the importance of critical thinking and how to solve problems. Describe critical thinking and barriers to solving problems. Describe how to solve problems using critical thinking, and describe problems related to planning and scheduling. Critical thinking and barriers. Critical thinking, this is just giving you a definition, but this is a note. Critical thinking means evaluating information and then using it to reach a conclusion to make a decision. Another note about barriers of problem solving: closed-mindedness can be a barrier, personality conflicts, general fear of change. To be closed-minded is to distrust any new ideas. That's a note. And on the opposite end of that, if you embrace the concept of change, you will never stop finding new ways to solve problems. All right, to solve a problem, here are the steps. It's important to note that step 1 is define the problem right here. Handling delays here and what kind of problems can be related to delays. Labor, when we're talking about the men and women who show up to work, the common problems related to labor include tardiness and absenteeism. It was a trade term. That's habitually showing up late, and absenteeism is consistent failure to show up for work. Be there on time. Handling delays. If you see a potential cause for a delay, notify your supervisor immediately. All right, and that'll do it for section 2. Section 3, relationship and social skills. Objective: explain the importance of social skills and identify ways good social skills are applied in the construction trade. Identify good personal and social skills. Explain how to resolve conflicts with coworkers and supervisors. Explain how to give and receive constructive criticism. Identify and describe various social issues of concern in the workplace. Describe how to work in a team environment and how to be an effective leader. All right, when we're talking about personal and social skills, we're typically talking about self-presentation, the way you dress, speak, act, and interact with others. Personal habits: coworkers and supervisors like people who are dependable. Dependable means showing up for work on time every day. This goes into more detail about that work ethic, tardiness, and absenteeism. Criticism can cause conflict sometimes. There is a great deal of difference in how people react to a statement such as "your pipe fitting work is unacceptable" compared to "this thread joint is unacceptable." Constructive criticism should include alternatives. This goes into receiving constructive criticism, destructive criticism. All right, and this talks about harassment. All right, destructive criticism could lead into harassment. Bullying may be more common than sexual harassment or racial discrimination on the job, but it is not reported as often because we typically think as bullying as something that happens in high school. So adults want to shy away from reporting bullying, but the note here is bullying is an unwanted aggressive behavior among school-aged children, but I think that can go on into adulthood as well. But the main note here: real or perceived power imbalance. So if I were you, I would write bullying involves a real or perceived power imbalance. The section talked about drugs and alcohol and being zero tolerance right here. If you abuse drugs or alcohol, you will probably not be able to get or keep a job that you want. The company's not willing to assume the risk of you abusing drugs or alcohol. This is pretty basic, but write it down. Everyone must contribute to the effort to ensure that the team achieves its goal. This cooperation is referred to as teamwork. We go into some leadership skills. People with the ability to become leaders often exhibit the following characteristics. They are effective communicators. We learned that in the previous module. They have self-confidence. Write those two down. They also lead by example. They have a high level of drive, determination, and persistence, and they can motivate their team to do its best work. They are also organized planners. So if you want to climb that ladder, if you want to start off in that entry-level position, but you see yourself in a higher position, more responsibilities, more money, you're going to have to do some of these basic soft skill type things to achieve that. But it's out there for you, and you can do it. All right, and that'll do it for section 3, and that will complete module 8. Thank you so much. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got your notes on the study guide, prepare for the exam, and you'll do well. All right, thank you so much. Later.